He has been doing research on this for 18 months, and guess what? It has started fruiting. He has actually turned his outside kitchen into a poultry house. Uncle Lily doesn't spend any money on food. The only thing he spends money on is something he's not having on his farm. And some of you who are scared of starting because you don't have fancy poultry houses, I feel sorry for you. Hello. I'm here in the village where I'm starting my project from. So what has excited me mostly and what I want to share with you this wonderful afternoon, it's actually a threatening train. It's a threatening train, but before it starts raining, I think I will have told you the story. So when I was starting my project here on this village, I realized not so many people are doing poultry farming. Those who are raising some chickens, they're just letting them fend on by themselves, go pick something and then come back. They're not doing it so seriously. So where I am putting my farm is next to my neighbor, who also happens to be my relative. So you know, when you're into something, when you're passionate about something, you feel like everyone around you should be doing it. You feel like no one should miss out. So I preached the gospel of poultry farming to my relative of mine, whom you will meet so soon since we are neighbors. And I was so surprised this time around when I came, he really bought into the idea of starting poultry farm. But before he goes big, let me show you something. He has actually turned his outside kitchen into a poultry house. It's super, I was super happy. Because do you know what it means to be doing poultry farming with your relatives and these relatives are your neighbors? So he has turned his outside kitchen, he has an indoor kitchen, into a poultry house, and he has done it so cheaply. He has used a lot of materials. As you can see, this is mud. This is, some improvised wire mesh. So he's going to start with a small number, maybe around 50 birds, and he has already booked for them. So I'm super impressed. You don't know how happy I am. I'm over the moon about this, because that means we are going to be doing poultry farming together. And I don't know, you don't know how happy I am. So this is for aeration. I told him how properly he can construct it. I was just talking to him. I didn't even give him like proper training, but he just picked up everything so quickly. So this is also another side of the poultry structure for proper aeration. The whole of this, I had told him that maybe even this side he should put a wire mesh, but he put this small window over here. So this door should be able to also allow in some air. He'll put a mesh over there, and this will be just enough for the 50 birds. He's going to start with the improved local chickens, which I have featured on my channel a lot. So I have plenty of information about them. So these are the pots. These are the brooding pots. These are the drinkers. He's got his boots here. That's his sprayer. He's got everything, of course, because what I love about this gentleman, we call him Uncle Lily. What I love about Uncle Lily, he lives a sustainable life. I'll show you when I'm done with describing to you what he's having in his poultry structure. So the floor is mud as well. I don't know if this will do. I don't know if the chickens will not peck down the floor. I'm just hoping. I told you that he's living a sustainable life. Everything he consumes mostly is grown on his compound. This is banana bogoya. You see how big he is. Let me get one. Oh. It's super sweet. So these are his feeders, starter feeders for the chicks. That's chachu. He's going to get other ingredients later. It's super, it's just enough. It's just enough. That's his hole, that's his brooms and other. So most of his materials he used in garden, he keeps them here. It's super exciting, and I want us to wish him luck in his next journey of raising chickens. So I mentioned that he lives a sustainable life. Most of the things he consumes in his home, he grows them actually. You can see those are guavas that are falling from the guava tree here. There's so many that he can't finish them alone. So I think around here, this is where he's going to put the foot bath for disinfection and disease control. This is around the chicken house now. Those are flowers. His compound is super cute. So we have the guavas here. I will have showed you while enjoying, but I've already finished enjoying them. Now I'm enjoying the banana. So over here is avocado tree. It's not fruited yet. This is the outside of the chicken house. These chickens are going to live a luxurious life. They're going to be breathing in good air from all these plants. These are beautiful flowers. So this is the outside of the poultry house. It's super enough. I know some of you who are scared of starting because you don't have fancy poultry houses. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. For security purposes, this is the dog's house. He's about to bring the dog. Oh man, he's super planful. He's not as spontaneous as I am. So before he brings in his chickens, he wants to make sure everything is secure, you know. I'm so lucky to have a neighbor like this one. This is sugarcane over here. Do you know what it means to be enjoying everything from your kitchen garden? You know? This is, this should be another guava, right? Most of the other things, I don't know them. This looks like wheat. Yeah, I now know. He just whispers to me that it's wheat and it's already fruiting. You know, before he plants something on a large scale, he first does research on it, prepares it, he knows how it goes about it before he plants it more. So we're having tobacco over here. If you didn't know, tobacco is a good plant on your farm because it repels snakes. You know? And over here is cauliflower, our famous sukuma wiki. Hello to my friends from Kenya, thank you for watching. We're having your favorite here, sukuma wiki. I don't know how you eat your sukuma wiki, but I love it when it's mixed with meat. When it's fried with meat, it's super delicious. So over here, this is pomegranate. I don't know how many of you enjoy that fruit. We have a big one here. It's about to fruit, I'm sure. Last time I came, it was about that size. And that's a few months ago. And over here is our lemongrass. Who doesn't enjoy lemongrass tea? It's super healthy. This is our cauliflower, sukuma wiki. As you can see, it's grown. This is tobacco again. It's also good for chickens. These are our bananas. And the bananas extend to a larger plantation over there. I don't know if you're able to see. It extends to a larger plantation. I'm going to show you as well. Hey, he told me this is cashew nut, the plant which grows around the coastal areas, Zanzibar, which other areas? Mombasa. It's here. He's doing research on it. and I can't wait to see the results. This is cashew nuts, guys. I'm super. This is cockyam. Yeah, I don't know how many of you enjoy, and these are great leaves for chickens to snack on as well. This is cockyam. These are bananas. Let me show you something amazing. He has been doing research on this for 18 months, and he whispered to me that his research had three. His topic is to see if this plant gets the plant, before I give you the details, that can this plant grow around this area? That was his research question. And he has been doing this for 18 months, you know, and guess what? It has started fruiting. Look at the coconuts. Oh my God. He was super excited. I wanted him to talk to you about this, but I think it will be next time. 18 months, and he's super happy because I did a video about coconut some time back, and the gentleman swears that coconut is the future of Africa, especially those of us who used to think that coconut doesn't grow in certain areas. So here it has started growing as well. So this is cocoa, and after his research, I think he will give the knowledge, he will educate his brothers on how to grow. That's coffee, and I also bet he's doing research on it. Most of these cash crops that can ensure like proper cash flow in people's homes, it's what he's researching on. Bananas, they used to be known in Uganda. It's only in western and central parts that used to enjoy matoke a lot. But this is something everyone can enjoy and make money out of it. That's why Uncle Lily is also, you know, doing research, and he's coming out with solutions, sustainable solutions that can ensure everyone has food, but also has some cash coming into their pockets. So look at how beautiful his banana plantation looks like. With time, I know he'll give us some lessons on how to maintain good banana plantations. So he told me this trench, he uses it for compost manure. This is where he does his he composts and gets compost manure from here. He collects all the things he sweeps from the compound. Instead of burning them, he collects them there, and then they decompose over time, and he gets the manure, which he uses to fertilize his garden. You can see how beautiful, how well maintained his garden is. These bananas are nice. And Uncle Lily doesn't spend any money on food. The only thing he spends money on is something he's not having on his farm. Let's say on his compound. For example, the oil and other things. So this is how healthy his bananas are. The bananas look amazing. Look amazing. He has maintained the plantation very, very well. This is something we can all embrace. You do not have to eat something you don't know where it comes from, you know. This is all avocado. His avocados over there, they make, actually instead of having a fence, he's having avocado trees make the fence. I just love his plantation. Look at that banana. Look at that banana. What I love most is that he doesn't use any chemicals on his farm. Everything you see here, he's doing it organically. He's mulching, he's doing what? And with His poultry farm, I think it's going even to be massive. Imagine getting the chicken droppings and then using them on his kitchen garden, on his banana plantation. That would be amazing. He practices very good farming methods, organic farming methods. So this is it. I'm sure you have learned one thing or two, or you have been inspired to live a sustainable life, right? You don't love this, you want to tell me? Me, I love it. These are rose flowers. It's a certain type of rose flowers. Don't tell me it's not. I know for sure it is a rose flower. At night, it makes the entire village smell nice. Avocados, guavas again, they're there. I am going to enjoy this environment because fruits. It's actually a big compound and a big plantation. Those are pawpaw, papaya. He has plenty of everything in here. And I'm super excited for him, for his next project of poultry farming. I know he's going to do way better than me because Guy does research. I'm telling you. I'm whispering, I don't want him to hear, he'll get shy. But he does serious research. And I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to more research we'll be doing together with him, because this is not completely off-grid, and I'm planning to bring my internet, my Wi-Fi from where I am to here, so that we'll be doing research together about poultry farming and the whole industry of agriculture, and see how we can contribute to sustainable farming in Uganda. And if you want to be part of this journey, kindly subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't, I know you're going to miss out. Subscribe to the channel, like our videos, and of course, continue supporting us. Join our channel and be a member of this wonderful channel. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.